An absolute honour here today for Turf Business TV. We're joined by Paul Larsen here at Royal St George's, the venue for this year's Open Championship. Paul, thanks for taking time out of what is really busy. I mean, we pulled up in the car park today and there's so much going on, people running around everywhere. It must be quite a challenge for you at the moment.
It's very busy at the moment. It's exciting. Loads of people here non-stop. This feels like the build-up to it now. It's sort of been gradual, but now it feels like today especially. Loads going on.
Not the first time you've been through it though?
No, we were here in 2011. I was deputy back then to Graham, who was the head back then. It just sort of, that was my first year back, and it just sort of grew into the year that we didn't even feel like the Open was coming, and then suddenly, boom, there was the Open. But this time round, it just, because we've been here free to start, it's been like 7 years work, and suddenly it's sort of beginning to pay off, I think.
So you took over in 2012.
I
and
did.
You knew this was coming back then?
I suppose I did in the future. I didn't know what year we were going to get it, obviously. So we had a few years out to do some stuff, and I think a few years back we knew, so yeah, it's been our focus.
So day you're told Open's coming back, and it's coming back 2020.
Yeah.
Did you start planning then, or did you kind of run into a room and cry for a bit?
No, of course we were looking forward to the Open, I have to say that.
Yeah.
And we are. Really, it all started back in 2013 when we were trying to change the composition of the grasses out on the golf course. So we were doing it with something in the back of our minds, which we knew one day we were obviously going to get the Open. So we had a few years out to try and get it to the way we wanted it. We had the amateur in 2017, so that focused our attention on that. And then basically we just built on that leading up to where we are now.
So changes on the grasses. Have you implemented any other changes over the last few years? With
do you know what? Everything. I wouldn't know where to start.
Right,
but we've changed all the composition of all the grasses, from the tees, greens, aprons to the rough. Even the rough playability of the rough is much better now. It was like a jungle back in the day. The last 4 years in particular, we thinned it out. That's been achieved through burning, cut and collect, a bit of sanding, all stuff like that. So now when you hit it, anyone can play this golf course now. You should be able to find your ball wherever it is, but you still got the challenge of getting it out, but it's wispy now. So that's what I've been trying to achieve, not just for the Open, but for all the time.
Members and other tournaments?
For members, tournaments, visitors, everyone. So yeah, and golf in general. Golf should be a little bit, it should be a challenge, but not impossible.
And, you know, talking about challenge but not impossible.
Yeah.
I think some of the challenges when I talk to other greenkeepers and you know, course managers about build-ups and managing through a big tournament like this, the number of volunteers that you get come in that suddenly swells your team. I mean, I think what's the size of your team on a regular?
15 at the moment.
15?
Yeah.
And when you get the volunteers in, what does it grow to?
So we've got 30 volunteers.
Okay.
We'll have about 8 from the other R&A courses that hold the Open, so they'll come 2 weeks before, but the rest will generally come the week leading up to the Open.
So that's a big challenge, managing those and keeping them all, well, housed for one thing.
Yeah, well, we've got accommodation for them. It is a bit of a struggle sometimes, but we've got them some sort of bunker bins that are cosy, so hopefully they'll like them.
That's common practice at other
It's common
tournaments,
practice,
so
I believe,
people
yeah.
People know what they're doing. So.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it's the atmosphere of everything. Really, do you know what? They won't be sleeping much anyway, so it's just a bed for them.
But you know, the privilege, the honour, and I guess the rush you'll get, and the tick on the CV as being part of that.
Yeah, I hope it's more than that. I don't want it just to be a tick on the CV and yeah, you've done this and blah blah blah. I want them to come here, enjoy it, enjoy the experience of it, and we will make them part of the team. I hope so. Okay. So they will enjoy the experience.
So they're not just helpers.
They're not helpers. They will be part of the team. Of course, we've done the donkey work over the years.
Sure.
They will help do the polish and make it special, I hope.
And the other thing that I think is up there is the kind of being in the spotlight. So your course, which is a world-renowned course, I guess it's always under some kind of spotlight, but it must be magnified to the power of I don't know what come July.
Yeah.
How are you preparing yourself for that?
Well, we don't think about it.
You're in denial.
We're in denial. No, do you know what? We've got loads of little tournaments leading up to it.
Okay.
So our goals are just each week, right? We've got Hewitt coming up, then we've got the Easter meeting, then we'll have the June monthly medal. So that'll all get the same attention as normal. And all right, the stands, everything else goes up around you, and you're suddenly looking out and you're going, blimey, we've got something coming up in July and everything. So our goal is focus of what we're trying to do for July, but we're just going to carry on each day as it comes. A bit like a footballer, it's all about the 3 points, isn't it?
The next game,
Yeah.
So you've got plenty to keep you busy with the build-up and etc.
Yeah.
I'm sure the other people that are keeping you busy are the RNA. What are they like to work with?
They're fantastic to work with.
Okay.
All part of the team, and we have our ups and downs in the past, but we're all trying to achieve the same goal of having the course perfect at the time of the Open.
Have they made you change the way that you work, or is it just a case of you've adapted within your kind of philosophy?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We're quite a sustainable golf course, so I've got old-fashioned views and everything. So we kind of blend in my views with their views, and we just sort of compromise to get the best for this golf course, really.
You know your venue,
so we know our venue, we know what we're trying to achieve. As I said, we just want it to peak for the Open.
Yeah.
Normally, we just keep it going as best you can during the year anyway, and you react to the conditions anyway. So I suppose we're trying to take every equation out of it to get it dead on for that week, which I think we would do. But you know, they've got some great agronomists there. We're all part of a team. Like we've got Bob Taylor in today from the STRI looking out what we've got to do for the actual event, little things like that that you have to be aware of that you probably wouldn't do.
And in terms of, you know, as we stand in the current climate, and probably more so than 7 years ago when, oh, sorry, was it 9 years ago?
9 years ago, yeah.
Can't do my maths today. Environmental issues.
Yeah.
The tools that you've got in your box now to deal with things.
Yeah.
Are fewer.
Yeah.
You've got to do things in the right way anyway. Are the RA putting more pressure on you to maybe go even further than you would normally?
Well, they've got the 2030 initiative where we're all sort of aiming for that sustainability sort of focus.
Yep.
And I quite like the goal of, you know, less pesticides, less fungicides, all the rest of it. So hopefully we can all work together to achieve that. I'm not one for doing all that. I think people who know me know I don't over-fertilise. I'm very low on my inputs. I'll try not to spray for hardly anything. So we try and do it as natural as we can. Of course, we need a little bit of fail-safe ideas.
Sure.
Leading up to the Open. Wouldn't want a disease outbreak in the week of the Open. Yeah. There's little things like that that I have to comprehend as well. So, yeah, that adjusts our sort of way we act a little bit.
And have you brought in any extra help around environmental side of things, or has it been kind of
just
in partnership with RNA?
Yeah, do you know, I wouldn't say in partnership. It is in partnership with RNA, but it's been more in partnership with Natural England.
Right,
so I've done a lot of work with Natural England and the Environment Agency, and you know, there's a couple of guys, Phil Williams in particular, who sort of helped us or me learn more. Right. From a sustainable point of view, what we can do, what we can't do, what we should be doing. And I've just learned since 2012 when I've dealt with them, really, I've learned so much from them guys that have helped with what we've achieved out there now. So for me, the goal is not just giving the Open, but I want the course to look like it's just a golf course in the Dunelands.
Yeah.
Because everything else is going to look like it's just been there 100 years, or whatever it's been there. So that's been my little goal.
And in terms of managing the course, have there been any unexpected challenges through the build-up? I mean, obviously, the rain's been something to deal with, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, and I'm getting flack for the rain for me rain dances I've had in the past. So yeah, I mean, where do I start? But like in 2013, we were flooded. Then it's been dry ever since. Then 2018, we get the drought. We lost a lot of coverage, as people probably know. Yeah. We lost our fairways quite a lot. We lost a lot of the semi-rough. So that was a challenging time. But a lot of hard work, seeding, sanding, blah, blah, blah. We got them all back last autumn, so September was fantastic for us, October was fantastic, so we got complete coverage. But that was worrying times because a year to go when you're trying to get everything back to where it should be. But the year before that, we were perfect, and I was like, bring it on, and then you get an impact like that, and it just blows your mind a little bit. Now all of a sudden, we've had the rain, the water table's up to where it should be, and it still keeps raining. So there's parts of the course just out the front, it's a little bit holding a bit of water, but the fairways, the greens, the tees are still pretty firm. So it's done us all right, but challenges non-stop, yeah.
And you've got a good team around you by the looks of it.
I've
Those
got
15 guys, are they?
Yeah.
They're doing what you hoped?
And a bit more. They
Right,
are
okay.
fantastic. So we wouldn't be where we are today without them guys. They've just been brilliant. So hats off to them, because it's all right for me barking the orders, but they've done the donkey work. So without them, you don't have a golf course.
That's very true. I think most top greenkeepers and top ground course managers that I talk to, they all kind of recognise that it's a team game.
It is a team. It's all right to say, yeah, but it's under you or whatever. But it really is down to them guys to do it. And they got to believe in what you're doing, and they've just got to get out there and do it. And sometimes I try and help with them. So it feels like quite a small team, but we're close knit. And well done, my guys. I hope so, anyway.
Well, we're based in the mess room here today.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, doubles up as your office as well, doesn't it?
This is my office, welcome.
So maybe it doubles up as the mess room as well. So
yeah.
Hopefully we're not keeping your team away from a tea break.
No, they've had enough tea break today, yeah.
There's the whip coming out again,
Yeah.
isn't it? So managing the team, managing the course, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
When you've got an event like this, which is, how do we put it, upsetting the regular flow of what the members expect.
Yeah.
How are you managing with the members?
Very good question. So really the members, I'd like to think, are excited about the Open. There is going to have to be sacrifices. It would have been all right this year, but obviously last year we had the drought, so we've had to put mats in place. There's a lot of rope out on the golf course, so they've probably had to put up with a lot this year. If we hadn't had the drought, it might not have been so drastic.
Right.
So really we're thankful that they've kind of not played so much this winter, but it's allowed the course to rest, and it is actually looking very good out there now. So I think when they come back and they start playing in spring, they'll realise it was worth it.
Okay.
So I'm hoping they're not feeling it's too much of trouble for them.
So in terms of obviously Open week, and I guess maybe the week before, is the course closed and not available?
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks or 2 or 3 weeks before they close it.
Okay.
I think it's 3 weeks for visitors, and then I think they allowed their guests a couple of weeks before. But the last 2 weeks, we'll close the course.
Okay, and in terms of course setup, do you get involved in that, or is that really the RNA coming and say, right, pin positions are going there?
So for the last one, I helped quite a lot with the setup with the RNA. Basically, we'd set the pins up to everywhere. We wouldn't put it for the Open, things like that. So there'd be like ridiculous areas. So we just try and protect the areas where we think the pins will be.
Okay.
Do you know what? I have a guy who does change yells. He's very good at it, and he's got great imagination. So I'm hoping between all of them they'll come up with some great pin placings.
Interesting to see.
So I'm hoping it's a team game. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of what will make this a successful Open Championship for you and your team, how will you judge it at the end of it?
Well, good question. Do you know what? As long as the players come in, have a good time, enjoy it, and actually, you don't get too many negative comments. But I think when they go out there and see it, they're going to be like, wow, this is a great little golf course.
Okay.
And also the spectators. I get a lot of my friends coming here. They'll tell me if it's good or bad as well. So they did for the last one. So we just got to give them the best we can give them, and just hope they appreciate it and enjoy it.
And post-event then.
Yeah.
Okay. In my head, and I'm probably wrong with this, come Sunday, 6 o'clock, trophies presented, people are starting to go away.
Yeah.
Or you hope they're going away and not got to, hang around for Monday because there's been dreadful rain or whatever. I don't know what the contingency is.
Fingers crossed.
What do? Do you go off on holiday, or do you get back to work, or what are you going to, as a team, what's
As
going
a
to
team,
happen?
that Sunday night,
Yeah.
we're going to have a couple of shandies.
Okay, good. Mark it, celebrate it.
I think so.
And then how long are you going to give them to kind of take a deep breath before it's kind of, I guess you've got more events coming up, you've got any corporates going on afterwards?
So, believe it or not, there's a couple of days straight after where they have corporate events,
Right,
so they
okay.
play it. So I don't know how we're going to deal with that just yet,
Right.
but maybe with sore heads. But
At least you won't have 30 odd thousand
No.
people stomping around. Really,
yeah, so it should be fine. I mean, it'll be just great to get through to that Sunday and
Yeah.
be able to celebrate it. But after the Open, after that, yeah, it could be a come down for people. It might be quite nice. There's a couple of competitions we'll be, focusing
back
on.
on.
So it's this is our job. This is what we do.
And the other thing I'm always interested in, big tournament like this, a place that's not, week in, week out having 30,000 people or however many stomping across your turf, literally. How does the course recover? What impact does it have on the course?
Yeah, so from the last one, it was quite dry in the last one, right? There was a couple of rainy days, but generally it was quite dry. It wasn't that much damage as it goes.
Right.
Where all the stands have been dug in and everything, you've got to fill all the holes in, things like that. But it's damage, I suppose, from spectators. Basically, all the grass is worn away. But talking to naturalists and Natural England, they're all like, well, whatever grass you lose, you get the wildflowers coming in instead.
Right, okay.
But we'll work on that over the years. Cut and collect, and I'll do a bit of burning that autumn.
Okay.
We'll bring it back to where it was. But generally, it's not as bad as you think. Unless it's really wet and
Right,
horrible,
okay.
then that's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah. What if you get a Celtic Manor situation?
I know.
Have you got a contingency in your head? Or is
I
it
might
kind
get an MBE, might I? Or is it CB? I'm not sure. We'll take it, we'll deal with it as it comes, but hopefully we'll be dry enough. The greens are quite firm, they drain quite good, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen.